Okay. Okay.
I got it set
Good.
up and I realized there's no light on.
Good morning, everybody. Denise and I are in the process of getting everything all set up. We're so excited. It's Saturday morning, and we are here in the kitchen together. And I see Karen's been with us, and she's been waiting for what's going to go on today. And we have the pleasure today of, I have the pleasure even more so than you all do, of having a buddy in the kitchen. I have Denise Jordan of This and That, and she's also the Apron Diva. So, as I say that, let me step back.
Yes,
We're twinsies
we're
today.
twinsies today.
Yes, yes. And we're going to have as much fun as you all do. So, Denise, you want to tell them a little bit about Apron Diva?
Oh, sure. I love to talk about Apron Diva. As a matter of fact, Leona, this is the apron that started Apron Diva. My daughter had given me this as a gift, and I would always wear it when I would cook. And then people would say, "Well, where did you get your aprons? Well, where did you get your aprons?" And I'd say, "Oh, you can go here, you can go there." Then I thought, well, why don't I sell aprons? So that's when I opened up my online boutique, Apron Diva, and I actually have this one in the shop. This is one we try to keep in all the time. Some of the other ones we sell
Aww.
out, but I try to keep this one in because this is like our flagship apron. So I try to keep it in all the time. And then we just got in some new goodies for spring,
Oh,
including the
I
new grunge
know.
denim. So I'm excited.
Yes, I bet you are. Oh my goodness. I saw when you did if you all didn't catch the one pot meal yesterday, there's still a couple of people jumping in with the one pot meal playlist. But when Denise uploaded last night, she showed us toward the end her new aprons that are coming out, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So I know you all are going to want to check it out. I
Please.
have her link both to her channel as well as to Apron Diva down in the description box for those of you who aren't familiar with it and haven't visited. If you haven't been there, you're going to miss something. And we are just thrilled today to be able to be here today and to do it together, because that's what it's all about. We're building strong families, one meal at a time. And so, Denise, what are you cooking up today?
I am cooking some apple pork chops. I've cooked this recipe several times for my husband, and we both absolutely love it. And full disclosure, I got the recipe off my friend Mary's Nest website. I thought I'd give it a try. And
Oh,
oh my goodness, is it ever delicious? And it's perfect for a Sunday dinner. So tonight is our date night, and we're going out with some friends to dinner.
mhm.
So we're actually going to have this tomorrow for Sunday dinner.
Ooh, all right, you're cooking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought about March Madness and the basketball and all that stuff that's going on. Oh my goodness.
I'm so
Between
sick of basketball. I thought I was sick of football, but now I'm sick of basketball.
well, we got basketball, and the big guy likes golf too. So I got both of them going. He's just taking over the television. But
Exactly.
I thought he might like some wings to have on the side. And I'm going to put together some. I'm going to start it on the stove top. Some macaroni and cheese, which I do a lot of times for the kids. I do a stovetop mac. And then I'm going to use my little ramekins, and I'm going to put little individual servings in the oven so they can just kind of toast up a little bit on top, and we'll be ready to go. So I'm going to take one step and see if I can turn on this other computer so I can see a little better. And Denise, why don't you go ahead and kind of get everybody started with yours, and then I'll kick in.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to make these apple pork chops. So right now, I'm putting in 3 tablespoons of butter, and I'm letting this butter kind of get all melted up. I'm stirring it around, these little chunks around like this. I've got 3 chunks in there. And I'm going to turn this down just a little bit so I don't burn the butter up. For those of you that know me, know that I am good at burning up some food. And I don't mean the good kind of burn. So I've got the butter in here, and I'm cooking 4 pork chops. Now, with the 4 pork chops, you need an onion for each chop. Well, I'm trying to conserve, so I'm only going to use 3. You also need an apple for each chop, and I'm only going to use 3. But the other thing is we've been eating a lot of apples, so what I'm going to do today, instead of using these apples, I have a can of sliced apples that I got from Gordon Food. One of those huge, like size 10 cans. And I've been wanting to use it, so I thought I'm going to use these apples for my apples in this recipe so that I can save the apples, because my husband's been getting the apples and slicing them with an apple slicer and eating them that way. And these have just been sitting in the pantry in the can. This is what the can looks like. It's one of those big ones.
Oh my goodness.
So I thought, okay, I'm going to make the apple pork chops with those. And if there's time, I might try to make some, well, I'm going to make some apple crisp as well. May not have time to make it on camera, but if not, I'll make that, and we'll have that for dessert. So we'll have apples in here as well. So I'm going to set these out of the way. And my butter has already browned in this skillet.
You know, I love these induction cooking. Man, they cook right. They come up to heat temperature fast, and it's just so nice. Well, I'm melting some butter. And then I'm going to start to make. I do mine with sauce. You know, where some people just keep it in the middle. So I'm going to start making a sauce.
Well, I'm going to salt and pepper my chops, and I put salt and pepper combination in this little pepper shaker. So I'm just going to liberally salt them on one side, salt and pepper them, because like I said, there's pepper in here. I'll have to keep a little note on it. So I did put a piece of tape on it so that I'll remember and my husband will remember, but I'll put it in a place where he doesn't normally look. And then I'm going to put these chops in, seasoned side down. And the butter will help get a nice sear on the top.
Oh, that sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I'm adding just a tiny bit of flour so I can thicken this sauce. A lot of times, if you have it, guys, I use Velveeta, but some people frown upon Velveeta. I understand, but Velveeta really makes that consistency for the macaroni and cheese perfect. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to do it the other way. So I'm making this sauce. So I'm just getting all of this to get done. And once it gets good and hot, I'll start to add in the cheese. So this is really more like a bechamel sauce, but it's not going to be white. It's going to be yellow, like the traditional macaroni.
I'm going to go ahead and cut my onions. I'm just going to slice them up.
Okay.
So I'll get those ready while you're cooking. And I'm going to save my onion skin to make bone broth. For those of you who don't know, I like to do that.
I'm adding in some Monterey Jack, about half of what I had cubed. I just cut up little small cubes. And I also like extra sharp cheddar in mine. And when I'm really trying to be fancy, sometimes I use 5 different cheeses. But I do not want to do that today. I'm keeping it simple. And you know, today we are fixing dishes that are great for families, and you can put together very easily. Obviously, you can do it in a reasonable amount of time because doing it right here, right before you. So we're putting these things together. So I'm going to let my cheese continue to melt. And while that's happening, I have my chicken wings here, and I've got them in a Ziploc bag. I'm going to add some house seasoning to them. Put in I'm going to start with a heaping teaspoon. And you know, the house seasoning has garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, all those good things, black pepper, not a lot of salt because we're trying to cut back on that. So I'm going to zip up this bag and then give everything a good zhuzh. But, you know, I love these Ziploc bags because we can just keep our hands clean, especially when we're handling chicken or any kind of
Ziploc bags are so good to help marinate, and just like you said, to handle pieces. That's a great idea. I never think to do that.
Yeah, I marinate most of the time these bags, and then that way I can just put it right here.
Now I'm just going to cut this onion just in little slices because I want them to be the size that you can just kind of eat on the plate. Because I will serve these onions on top of the chops, or will I say maybe under the chops, but they'll be served with the meal.
Sounds delicious.
It's really good. And I've got this apple cider sitting here on the counter, and I can just smell it. It's pretty redolent in here too. So,
all right, a little stir.
Too bad we don't have smeller-vision.
I know.
I wonder if that's going to ever come.
All right, let's take these wings out. I've got my oven preheated to 450.
They're about this big.
And
I'm also going to make some potato salad. You guys know I got a new cookbook.
oh, yummy.
Cooks that won the war.
Uh-huh.
It's like how your grandmother cooked during World War II.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a potato salad that I found in that cookbook today. I thought this would be a fun time to try it.
Okay.
The interesting thing is that this recipe is kind of similar to the German potato salad that Mary made when she made these chops. So
okay.
I thought, okay, I'll just try that today.
Try it out. Well, I'm flipping my wings over so that they can.
I better turn my chops over. Well, not quite.
And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold these little wings up. Hopefully they'll stay together. They'll look a lot prettier. I'm using the whole wing.
You're using what?
The entire wing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't cut the little tip off. I like the tip. So
You want to send some of those chicken wings to my husband? Because he's been glued to the TV watching all the different games and the upsets.
All right, so we're going to keep these in here skin side up. The oven's nice and hot. I'm going to rinse my hands.
I turned this down so I wouldn't burn up the butter, and then I turned it down too low.
Okay.
I'm just going to let it brown nicely, though, on each side. So once this side is brown nicely, I'll flip it over and let it brown a little bit more over there.
Okay.
Then I'll take the chops out, and then I'll put the onions in. And I'll cook the onions in the goodness left by the chops.
Okay.
What do you make it with your wings?
Um, actually, I'm gonna do a dip that
Ooh.
is a ranch with, it's really called a chili ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And just serve a salad. And I've got the salad actually already made. But the little chili ranch is so easy to put together. Now, based on what you said on your video, I already know you and the chili sauce may not make it because it's going to be just a little bit spicy.
Yeah, I like the chili sauce. I like the Heinz chili sauce. It's got lots of flavor, but no heat. So I love to use that because I don't like it hot.
Okay. Well, this has a little kick to it. All right. Now, I'm going to add a little more cheese. Well, that's warming up. I'm going to get, I knew I've got something. The macaroni. That's got macaroni.
Now see how nicely, see how,
Woo.
live TV. See how nicely browned it is on this side? So now I'm going to turn this over.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, that's one thing. When you're cooking live, anything can happen. That's the fun about live, though, too. You know, it is not scripted. So getting these turned over.
Uh-huh.
Let me just grab something real quick.
I've got a pot here. You know, I'm running around trying to find things because we're taking the kitchen down. And so I've been trying to work ahead and get everything organized. So I'm working that list. Got it in my planner, and I got a project section.
I think I'm running out of room on my dish that I got over here for my onions. Leona, I love that pot you're cooking in. Tell me about it.
The what?
You know I'm always peeping somebody's kitchen, so I love that pot. Tell me about it.
Well, this particular skillet.
Hmm?
What did you say? The skillet?
Tell me about your skillet.
Oh, this is a Rachel Ray, and I purchased the set. You know how I am about red.
Yes.
And last before Christmas, I wanted a set. My skillet had it was past its prime. It was scratched up. It was time for it to go. Now I'm gonna set this off on the side for a minute, and I'm going to put the pot on here to boil. And I'm gonna turn this up. So I know it will boil very quickly. But anyway, it's a regular race set. And they're really very pretty. You can even put them in like a 350 oven and it works. I love it. So you get multiple pieces.
So the lid goes in the oven too, huh?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought so because it has the red coating on the handle, but that is lovely. I like red too.
I know. It's so nice. And it's cherry. I've got waiting for my, don't you love those pots to go to boil? I'm gonna see where I have to put it and how quickly it will boil. I haven't tried that. But I have my ramekins already here. I need to give them a spray. So once it's time to bring everything together, they'll be ready.
This is a lot of onions.
Flour.
I'll get a clean plate out of the cabinet so that I can put the chops on and they can be resting while I get ready to drop those onions in the skillet.
I pulled one out. I wanted a spring look. So I thought, okay, well, since we're on television, I'll bring out the platter. So I brought out my little spring platter, and it has all
Oh,
the
I
little
love that.
and grapes and grape leaves. We'll dress it up.
Now, one of the things that I didn't mention is that I did use bone-in pork chops because it is the bone that really helps to give the meat the flavor.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to set these aside for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm going to add my onions to
Ooh,
my
that's
skillet. Now move this over so you can see it.
I'm going to bring this over. Do you
Now
put
these will
eggs
cook down
in this
nicely.
one
So it looks
too?
like a lot now, but these will cook down. And I just dropped them in the oil that came from the butter, the chops, and they'll just kind of take on all of that goodness from there. So what I'm doing is I'm going to caramelize them. Oops, now throwing onions on the floor. I'm gonna pick those up. I don't want my husband to come downstairs and step on them, so I pick those up and drop them in the trash container.
I'm cracking an egg to go in the sauce. Do you put egg in yours?
Say again?
Do you put egg in your mac and cheese?
Oh, yes. I
Oh,
definitely put egg in the mac and cheese. It really helps for it to set nicely.
absolutely. You know, I was watching somebody and they didn't put an egg in. And I'm going, well, where's the egg? How's it going to stay together?
It's starting to bug me already, so I'm pulling the hair up.
I'm little pepper, little salt. And
Unlike Rachel Ray, we don't have a sous chef or a cleanup crew.
you're right. You know, I was
We got
watching
to keep things neat ourselves.
I know. I was watching Ming Tsai the other night. I kid you not. I think he used every pot and pan in the kitchen. And I kept laughing because his son was with him. And I said, poor Henry. Henry is going to have the cleanup. He made a terrible mess. Now, you won't believe this, but just that fast, this induction cooker brought that boiling water up. I love it.
I'm going to add a little bit more butter.
Butter's the good stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think I had quite enough for all these onions, so I'm going to add a little bit more there. I'm trying a new little cooktop here. I haven't used this one before, and it works pretty good. It's heating up
I like
nicely.
it.
I just have to make sure I don't burn the stuff up. So I have to remember to keep an eye on it and turn it down if I need to.
Yeah. I know I have a Hamilton Beach, and it, it wasn't terribly expensive. In fact, it was very reasonable, and it does a great job. Good old.
This is actually my husband's. He got it as a Christmas gift from Mickey Blue Sky. So
Aww.
he said, "You're trying that out?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I thought I would try it out today." As if trying to say, "Isn't that mine?"
On the side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're trying it out for him so that
exactly.
You can tricks.
You see here where I put this clip in my hair? It was starting to fall down in my eye. I keep one over here in the drawer sometimes. I said, okay, it's got to come out of the way.
What's the temperature in your area?
It's probably about maybe 60 degrees today, 50 or 60. It's pretty nice. It's actually pretty nice. Now it's rainy and it's wet out.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Light jacket.
Yeah. We got 80 degrees today.
Oh, don't brag. We were happy to get this 60 degrees now because it's going to get chilly again. We'll get more snow.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh, we do. So like it's March Madness and then high school basketball season. The tournaments will start kicking up pretty soon. We always have a big snowstorm before high school basketball season is over. So we always have a big snowstorm either in March or the first week in April.
Oh.
It just is.
Good.
Indiana. You don't like the weather? Wait 5 minutes. It'll change.
Kentucky was kind of like that too. That's where we're from, Kentucky. From Louisville.
Did you see Kentucky lost the other day?
I know. Yay.
I'm glad.
Yes, I'm a University of Louisville fan.
Oh.
I am not a Wildcat fan.
Well, I was watching and I was like, wait, what? They lost to I think it was St. Petersburg or whatever it was, but that team came to play.
Oh, they cried. Lord,
I'm sure.
They were so tore up because they normally make it to the Final Four. And I'm sure they were so upset.
Now I'm going to make this potato salad, so I need to get my potatoes washed.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and put that little sauce together. I'm adding in about a cup of ranch dressing. And this is the buttermilk hidden valley dressing. Now, depending on your taste buds, you'll have to decide how much. This is called chili garlic sauce that you can find in the Asian section of your grocery. And
garlic sauce?
It's called chili garlic sauce. Oh, it smells so good.
So wash these potatoes real quick. We're going to give them a peel. And I like to scrub my potatoes, even though I'm not going to cook the skins. I like to wash them off just because my hands will be handling the meat of the potato.
I'm going to get another spoon and give this a taste. That's pretty good. Yummy. I like that. The chili garlic, yeah, Denise. The chili garlic sauce is different from your chili sauce. Your chili sauce usually has a little sweet taste. This is spicy.
Okay.
but I think you could probably do it with either one.
So these onions are starting to caramelize, but they're still just a little lighter than I would like. I want them a little more brown.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to keep cooking them a little bit longer so they can brown up a little bit.
I love.
I'll add a bit more butter.
Yeah, pork chops and apples. Love it. Well, I'm bringing the skillet back over so I can add, now that it's cooled down just a little bit, I'm going to add just a little, those eggs with just a taste of the last little bit of milk. That way the eggs won't cook. Oh, that sounds good, Denise. Is that the water or that's your skillet?
Hang on a second. I got this water running.
Okay.
Okay, what was that?
I was asking, I heard the sound. I was trying to see if that was your skillet sizzling or if that was water, but you answered it.
Yeah, I thought I'd put that water on so it could start heating up for when I get those potatoes in there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, these onions are cooking down now a little bit.
Well, I tell you, the good thing about this, the induction cooker, is that it really brings your water up fast to a boil. And that's really nice. I'm working on that pasta. I'm going to throw it in the
Yeah, that added butter is making them start to brown up a little bit more. They just weren't browning up quite enough. Okay, so while those continue to brown up, I will work on these potatoes.
Oh, yummy.
And I know some people are probably wondering, well, why didn't you use a potato peeler? I never learned to use a potato peeler.
What?
Always used a paring knife.
Wow. I always use a peeler.
I know, I see people using them like, gosh, they just do it so quickly, but I guess I learned as a child using a paring knife. And I've always used a paring knife.
Wow.
Okay, these onions look good now, so I'm going to return the chops to this pan, and then I'm going to set the pan on the stove behind me, just so I can use this burner up in front as I work on a couple other things.
Okay. I've added my skillet back on the burner so that I can bring everything up to temperature. The Given that the macaroni, the elbow macaroni, a chance to soak up a little more water. Need to finish melting some of my cheese.
And I'm going to pour the juice that was on the plate in there with it as well.
All right.
So now the chops, Leona, I'm just putting these chops on top of those onions now.
There is, that's one of those things my mom always said that when you're cooking, like in the evening, coming home, your husband's coming home from work, always put on some onions and garlic. Or you'll come in thinking you have cooked for hours.
Yes. So now I'm going to add my 2 cups of apple cider to this pan.
Okay.
And I want enough apple cider to almost cover the chops. And then I'm going to just let the chops and the onion and all that just kind of simmer for about, maybe about 30, 40 minutes.
Oh, that sounds good.
And this will just make these chops so tender, they'll just fall off the bone.
Oh, nice and juicy.
Mm-hmm.
Those chicken wings are coming along. Well, today we deployed the vignette. All right, this sauce looks wonderful. Pull all this over.
So I put a lid on that and just kind of let it sit there and simmer for a bit.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me get my. Now I'm going to put the top on it, and I'm going to save a little liquid.
I should have started these potatoes earlier. I should have started the potatoes right after the chops went in. It's more than a notion to cook live.
That's true. That's true. Now you know where I'm usually running around.
Because when you cook on video,
Uh-huh.
you stop the camera, you can run and do different things you need to do.
Now, I'm going to take, pour in some of the sauce. Whew. Let's stop a little noise. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, you see
I'm going to liberally salt this water.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, that's great. I'm going to put in just a tiny bit more sauce. Do you ever freeze your sauce if you have extra sauce?
Oh, I do. I made some taco sauce the other day that was, oh my goodness, make you want to smack your mama. It was so good.
Ooh.
And what had happened was, as Gail King said, well, what had happened was, I had made it, I used some chili ready tomatoes.
Oh, I like those. I like
those things were so hot it was ridiculous. So I had to keep adding to the pot so that I could reduce the heat in it. So by the time I was done, girl, I had this huge pot of sauce. So I went ahead and got all my taco seasonings in it. And then what I did was I froze it in like 4 individual packets so that I had taco sauce. So like when we had tacos the other day, I had already had sauce that I could just get out of the freezer, defrost it, and use it for the tacos.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I usually do the same thing with macaroni and cheese. And all I have to do is to cook the elbow macaroni. Sauce is ready, bring them together, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Especially on Sunday. Sometimes think we're out and about on Sunday after church.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time I get home, sometimes it's I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to cook. But if I have something fast that I can put together, because the big guy has to have chicken on Sunday. Now, guys, for this, if we wanted to do this stovetop, then I would just put it right back on the burner and let it continue to bubble. Give it a low simmer until you get that really perfect combination. But since I'm going to put some of it into the ramekins, I'm going to spoon that in and sprinkle with some more cheese and put those in the oven. So let me get that going. I love those little red ramekins, and these are equally as nice. They're by a different company. These are by Malacasa. They're the same ones. They go with that stoneware baking dish that I broke the top to. Well, these are the ramekins that go along with. And certainly I could have dumped all of that into the baking dish, but this is just perfect. And you can even freeze these, put them in bags or however you want to package them, and just pull out the number that you need for your dinner. And if it's just you and hubby, then your macaroni and cheese is ready to go.
Yeah, I freeze macaroni and cheese a lot after Thanksgiving because I usually have so much of it left.
Yeah.
Depending upon how many we have over for dinner. Now, the last couple of holidays have been a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will freeze quite a bit. Let me check this camera.
Well, that worked out almost perfect. I only have just a tiny bit left. And let's see if I can find another layer.
I went to check my camera and it had clicked off.
Oh.
I'm trying to record while we do this. I've not tried that before.
Yeah, I haven't done that either. Do you do that through StreamYard?
Pardon?
Do you do it with StreamYard?
No, I just set my camera up and in the back and tried to see if I could do it that way.
Okay.
So this potato salad came out of that cookbook, how your grandmother cooked during World War II.
Oh,
And it really isn't very different from anything that I've seen before,
okay.
except that it called for green peppers. So I thought, why am I putting those in? I don't like green peppers in my potato salad.
Oh,
But and it also, yeah, and it called for one egg,
uh-huh.
but the egg wasn't cooked. It's a hot potato salad.
Now, do
So
you
you put the egg in the sauce, I guess. It's going to be on the potatoes. So you just use one egg, and that's where the egg comes from.
Okay.
Whereas typically, like we make potato salad today, I might put in 4 or 6 eggs in the potato salad. But since this is a World War II recipe, they were conserving those kinds of things.
Right.
And one of the things that I read in the book when I was kind of peeking through it, when I was like laid up yesterday, it talked about don't serve meat, fish, poultry, egg, or cheese at the same meal.
Oh.
So they were conserving. So if you served one of those items, then you didn't serve the others.
Okay. Was there a particular reason?
Well, because they were trying to save the protein. They were saying that the war was won by the bellies of the soldiers. And so you were supposed to conserve here at home so that you could send more supplies to the soldiers who were at the front line, and said the soldiers had to be able to eat to have the energy to do what they needed to do. So on the home front, we were supposed to be really cutting back.
Right. Like, I think
the book is quite interesting. I found some other recipes along the same line with the Guggenheim Project. They've got all these like out of print cookbooks that they've got on microfiche. And you can go online and you can like look at some of the recipes. I mean, some of these recipes are like old.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of give some of that a try.
Yeah. Well, you know, some of those old recipes are some of the recipes that many of us are going, I wish I had written that down, because at the time, you know, we were sitting there with our moms. We didn't know we would need them. Or would want them. And so that's nice to know that they may be somewhere.
So I'm cubing these potatoes. I like the potatoes when I make it to be bite-sized.
Yeah, I like mine small diced. I don't want them too big.
Yeah, exactly.
We must have paprika.
Paprika?
Oh, yeah, on top of
paprika. For that commercial, paprika.
Oh.
There's a commercial right now. It's Progressive commercial, I think, where they've got this couple and they live in an apartment that doesn't have a wall. And it turns out it looks like their apartment is a TV studio. And so people are watching them in their apartment and they're talking about how they don't have much privacy. She had made something for dinner, and her husband said, well, this is really good. Like, what'd you put in it? And she said, paprika. And then people from the audience start shouting, paprika.
I tell you.
It's silly, but it's funny.
It is fun. It's all the, you know, when you went to the church picnics, everybody had paprika on their macaroni salad, on their potato salad.
Yep. Lemon cake.
That's the truth. That's true. All right, guys.
Picnics, carry-ins, or funerals. Oh, look at that mac and cheese. Oh, my goodness. Well, Leona, you are whipping it up. I'm going kind of slow over here.
No, you're cooking more things than I am. I do 2 things rather than 3. I need to grab
All right, got these potatoes in the salted water. This is running over back here. So let me get that off of there, because the last thing I want to have happen is to get these little Swedish dish towels are working pretty good, or dishcloths, I should say.
Oh, they look awfully cute.
I think I'm going to grab a paper towel now. Where did I put them? See, sometimes I get so busy cooking, and if I'm talking, I lose sight of what I'm supposed to be doing. So when that happens, I have a few minor accidents.
Yep.
Lucky, the key word is minor.
Well, at least you haven't dropped anything.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that. I should have used a different lid. But I was making so much noise to get that lid out. I thought, well, I'll just grab the one that looks like it might fit.
Well, I'm spraying some foil to put on top.
So now I'm going to set these potatoes back on this burner so they can cook. And then this is coming along nicely. It is smelling pretty good.
Yeah.
Try it like that. I'll try it like that so the steam can come out. Well, my little Swedish dish towel worked out pretty good, except that there was so much on top of the stove, I thought I don't want to have to keep bringing it out.
Oh, that's
Go ahead and grab some paper towels.
great. All right. Now fill my top.
Okay. All right, so the other thing I wanted to make was the apples that go on top of the or as a side dish with the chops and the onions. So while
Like fried apples.
those are boiling and becoming tender, I don't like for the kitchen to get messy, so I'm always cleaning it up. So
Yep, that's what I'm doing too.
So now I'll get this over where you can see it.
I hate when the sink is full.
I'm going to add some butter to the bottom of this dish and brown my apples. Now I'm using these canned apples, so they're pretty much already cooked, so I don't have to cook this as long.
Right. That's a good thing. That's a real time saver.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And I was trying a little bit different recipe, so. the melted butter into this bowl.
All right.
And I'm going to set it off of here for a second.
So what all do you put in your potato salad?
Onions, bacon, salt, pepper, you know, the usual stuff. I'm going to fry that bacon. I forgot about that.
Do you pre-cook your bacon?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yes.
you just pull it out? Me too. That's another time saver, I tell you.
Oh, 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to use 2. Let me grab another one. Three tablespoons of butter. So I'll let that one heat up. Tablespoons of flour. And this is just all-purpose flour.
Well, our regular skillet is clean.
Now I'm going to stir together the flour and the butter. As I get ready to make this filling for this apple crisp.
I like apple crisp. Yum, yum. Well, since I have the other computer set up, I'm going to try to dry this off and bring it over so we can see what everybody's talking about, because it looks like they are really chatting it up.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got to grab some vanilla. I thought I had it out, but I guess I didn't. So I have to grab my vanilla down.
Okay, nice and dry. Sit this over here. And
I'm trying a different apple crisp recipe than I've tried before, so we'll see how well it does. So I've got in 2 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of butter. Going to put in a half a teaspoon of vanilla.
Later on, if you think about it, send me the link to the recipes or the actual recipe.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Well, good morning, everyone. I see you in there getting talking and having a good time. Lord, they're talking about banana bread. Heather's said she's been making banana bread. And Let's see. Louise says she's getting hungry. Oh, wow. Blue Sky says she's going to make totally plant-based zucchini bread today. That sounds delicious. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's funny. Blue Sky says she wasn't even hungry until she started watching us.
Oh, is she on?
Uh-huh.
Oh, tell her good morning, Blue Skies. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Now you guys can see what a hot mess I really am in the kitchen. You can clean it up in video, but when you're cooking live, it's all on display.
That I tell you what, those live videos, they just lazy right out. But you know, it's fun because they get to find out that our kitchens look very much like theirs. They like our matching aprons.
We're twinsies.
Yes, we are. Oh, Deb said that she uses a paring knife as well. She said the peeler and she don't get along very well.
I'm not the only one.
That's it. Oh, thank you, Habits of a Homemaker. I can't think of your first name. You'll have to tell me. What is her name? You had a
Homemaker, Angel.
Angel. Okay.
She's a lovely young lady.
Oh, she is. She's so sweet.
Just a lovely young lady.
Oh my goodness. I'm looking at
Angel, do you get kind of messy like this sometimes?
let's see what she says down here. We'll see if she comes back in. Heather's asking if we both have U-shaped kitchens with the peninsula.
What was that again?
Heather's Smeether?
Heather Smether?
Huh?
Is it Heather Smether?
Yes. She wanted to know if both of us have the U-shaped kitchen. And yes, we do.
Yeah, I think so.
We sure do. Well, our houses are probably very similar to about the same age. That was
I got an old house.
Yeah, I'm going into 36.
Well, we've been in this house at least 25 years, but we lived in another house before this one, our starter home.
Oh, Blue Sky is sharing with Heather, sharing with Ronnie her plight with going vegan.
Half teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg.
All right.
I'll send you the recipe though, so you can put it in your link.
Yeah. Have you looked at vanilla beans?
At what?
Have you attempted to purchase vanilla beans?
Vanilla beans? No. Are they crazy in price?
They are through the roof.
I thought just vanilla extract was crazy enough in price.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. I had this little bitty package. It was $12.
Oh my goodness.
I think there's only like 4 little beans in here. I like sticking one in my sugar and sugar container. And you take these wings. Oh yeah, they're coming right along. Okay. So you got the potatoes on the stove?
Yeah, they're just about ready to come out, but
Cool.
since I had these this apple crisp just about ready, thought I'd go ahead and finish that up first.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't blame you.
So, what size dish am I supposed to have?
You know, I think I have some apples in the, as soon as the big guy hears about apple crisp, he's gonna want some. So I'm gonna have to pull it out.
Is 8 by 8. I'm gonna try this. I need an 8 by 8 baking dish. This is not 8 by 8.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if it'll work. We'll see. I don't think I have another one that's smaller.
Me too.
Oh, that's too small. What's this one say? 8 by 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then I'm going to get these apples. I'm supposed to pour this butter mixture over the apples and toss it to coat. So I'm going to just butter this dish just a little bit. It didn't say to butter it, but I like to do that. And then see how many apples I have. I think I want a few more. There we go. All right. There are the apples. Now I'm supposed to pour this over the apples and coat it. This little sauce is supposed to be the difference in this particular recipe.
Uh-huh.
So we'll get these apples coated. Now, if you were using fresh apples where you had to slice them yourself, then the coating would stick a whole lot better. But these apples are a tad bit moist since they're already pre-cooked.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me is going to be letting them heat up, and then also for the topping to cook.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I love apple desserts.
I do too. And vanilla ice cream, French vanilla.
Yep. All right, so now the apples are ready. So what were the people saying, Leona?
Well, Louise was asking about the vanilla beans in the sugar. And Heather was also talking about how expensive the little vanilla beans were. And the vanilla just adds a great it doesn't really change the sweetness, but it adds just a little background flavor to the sugar.
Oh, let me get to use this big one.
Ronnie, I see you're trying to, you're talking about, Ronnie's talking to Blue Skies, and she said she needs to gradually start eating more plant-based. And this week we had 3 plant-based meals. I was so proud of myself. 3. I did kind of a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And because I know on Sunday we're going to be bad, we're going to have fried chicken, and now we're going to have some macaroni and cheese, and I'm going to throw some green beans and all that stuff in. So having the plant-based meals helps me to kind of, I don't feel bad when I have one of those indulgent meals. Plus tonight, I think I'm going to fry some fish. I like fish and macaroni and cheese too. Let's see.
I'm gonna get this bacon started now that these potatoes are tender.
Oh, yummy. Blue Sky said she's still off and on having trouble with being sick.
With what?
Blue Skies was saying she's still having some issues with her health.
Oh, yeah. Let me just test those potatoes because I don't want them to get.
Louise is saying that our French vanilla ice cream sounds so good. It is delicious.
Now, I like regular vanilla more so than the French vanilla.
You like regular?
I like the vanilla bean.
Yes, I like that too. And now they have one, I can't remember who it's by, but it's called homemade vanilla ice cream. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It doesn't have the same texture as true homemade, but it has the flavor.
Okay, I got those potatoes out of the pot.
All right.
Got them out of the water. Now I'm gonna let them sit back here to cool off. You know, maybe I'll leave them. I'll leave them another drain some more because the pot is still hot. That's what I'll do. I'll leave them. Set them on that plate and they could just drain.
Ronnie was asking if we ever cook our bacon in the oven. Yes, absolutely. In fact,
I have not, but my husband does that from time to time.
I do. I do the whole package at one time in the oven. And
what a good idea.
Yeah, then once they cool, put them into, a couple of Ziploc bags with some paper towel, and it will last for quite a while. Okay. That oven bacon is a time saver. All right. Starting to smell stuff. That's always a good sign. Oh yeah, these wings are looking good. Let me turn them around one more time. All right. Woo! The wings look beautiful.
Are they done?
They're hot. Are they they're not finished, but they're getting there. Only but a little while. What do you got? Oatmeal?
What's that?
Is that the topping for the apples?
Yeah, this is a topping for the apple crisp.
Okay.
Yeah, so I put in 2/3 cup of oatmeal,
Mm-hmm.
half a cup of flour. I'm going to use a half a cup of brown sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And my brown sugar is firmer than I like. And I keep it in this plasticware container. So how it got to be so hard, I don't know.
Well, you need a bear. The brown sugar bear.
Oh, you have one of those? Let me see it.
They are really good. Let me show you what it looks like.
Okay, there's the brown sugar. Half a teaspoon of baking powder, and then more butter.
In fact, yesterday I soaked him so that I can put him back in here. But it keeps your brown sugar nice and moist, and it doesn't clump. As you can see him, he's cute as he can be. It's like a little clay bear.
Oh,
and,
that is so cute.
Isn't that cute? And you put him
Put
in.
that in your container of brown sugar.
Well,
And it keeps it soft.
soak him. You have to soak him in water for about a half an hour, and then just kind of dry him off a little bit, and then poke it right down into your brown sugar, and it keeps your brown sugar nice. And
where did you get that?
Bed Bath and Beyond.
I have to get me one of those.
Yeah, I have.
Because I thought I was doing good to keep it in Tupperware.
Yes, that's true. And it keeps it nice and workable. I must have had a lot of energy this week. I said I must have had a lot of energy this week because I took on organizing my pantry again. It just seems like every few months you have to kind of go back in and redo it.
Yeah.
And
did you do a video?
Yep, I sure did. And
we'll have to check that out.
Yep, it'll come out on Wednesday, and it's so funny. I thought I was just going to do one shelf that was a little messy, and before I knew it, I had pulled everything out of the whole thing, and I started fresh. I just started fresh. That's a good tip, is to be able to take everything out of that pantry and start fresh.
You want to take everything out so that you can look at it with a fresh eye.
Yep, that's exactly what I did. And kind of switched containers around. And I got these really cool containers from Amazon that they're Lazy Susans, but they're about 12 inches wide, and they have sides to them. The sides are about 3 inches. So those worked out great. You can put your canned goods in there, and that way you can just kind of whirl it around, pop the canned good out that you want, and it keeps the shelf looking nice. Blue Skies is talking about. I'm trying to see what what she's talking about. That I don't know
What
if
did she say?
it's something I think you made. I'm trying to see. Oh, one of your nieces, Inez, cooks her bacon in the oven, and she said she would cover it with brown sugar. And she said she had never been a big pork eater until she had that brown sugar bacon. And she said it was so good. Oh, Heather says she just bought it and bought the Ivy apron. Yay!
What did
And
she say?
Heather bought the Ivy apron
Oh,
and
did she?
yeah, and the lemon bliss towel set.
Oh, yes.
How nice! I know
Thank
you're
you
gonna
so
like.
much. I appreciate that. You know, we're a small business. You know, me and Blue Skies, we are a small business. And so when they say small business, they talking about us. So when we order in new supplies, we try to just order in small amounts, and we try to think, okay, what do we think the ladies will like?
Mhm.
And we listen to when you guys tell us stuff. So that's why we tried the gift sets, and I thought we would try the Swedish dish towels and things like that. But we don't get a lot of pieces. So like now this is the one that we try to keep all the time. But the other ones we might just order in, say maybe 10.
Yeah.
Or if we're not really sure, we might just order 6 just to kind of see how things will do. And if they do okay, then we'll order some more.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's more than notion. I tell you what, Leona, we didn't have a clue when we started this business. And when I say we didn't have a clue, I didn't know the difference between profit, revenue, profit margin, profit setting goals, zip. I'm telling you, when I say we didn't have a clue, it was like, oh, we're going to have merch. Well, we didn't realize that people that had merch were doing print on demand. They weren't holding inventory. We didn't know any of that stuff. We've learned a few lessons since then.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, it seems like the business is going very well.
It's going good. It's going okay. Our business model was that we would talk about our products on the YouTube videos, and that hopefully people would come and buy. And probably 85% of our sales come from YouTube. But what we realize is that we also need to market. And I'm like, oh, market? Well, how do you market? So we're learning new things.
Yeah. So now, do you promote on Instagram?
I am just starting to learn how to do Instagram. So I bought a course. Me and Max bought a course, and we're learning how to do Instagram.
Okay.
So that's why I had that silly little meme on there.
That was cute. That was cute.
Well, that was one of the first challenges in the class that they wanted us to do. Just something real silly and simple. The second one, I haven't got done yet because you had to be able to put a sticker or some text on the image. I haven't been able to figure that out. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to put the caption and forget about putting the sticker on there and just move on. Because it's more than notion. And so one of the things that we are doing though is trying to be more of service on Instagram. So we're going to start like a tip for the day or something like that.
Right.
Maybe not every day, but it'll be a tip for that day.
Yeah.
Things that'll be helpful. Like, now this is interesting. So I put a tip for yesterday on my community tab about not using fabric softener in children's sleepwear because it interfered with the flame retardant properties that was embedded in sleepwear. Well, somebody wrote back and said, well, don't you think the flame retardant stuff, which is on our largest organ, the skin, might be something we need to be thinking about? I said, well, I guess that's a point. I says, however, I'm more concerned about the fire because, little ones will be little ones. And sometimes they do end up somehow in a situation where fire is involved. One of my sisters, not Blue Skies, but one of my sisters was involved in a fire when she was about 4 or 5 years old. Now I'm just going to take this and cut this up. I'm going to cut it into the oatmeal. This is the topping for the apples. But it's supposed to help reduce the incidences of fire. So let's say a fire drops on it, that it shouldn't burn or burst into flames as easily.
Yeah.
Now, if the whole house or something like that is consumed, that's a whole different story.
Right.
But for the most part, if it's just something minor or small, the hope is that flame retardant stuff in the children's sleepwear will be helpful. So I don't know if they appreciated that response or not, but I thought I'm more concerned about my child, grandchild, neighbor's child.
Absolutely.
Fire.
Absolutely.
Not getting a second or third degree burn.
Oh, I know. I know. We were watching something last night, and we were watching the replay of Chicago Fire. Two of the boys that were caught that had kind of they were trying to save themselves, so they got into a closet. But one of the little boys, his little hand was so burnt. And I think it was just from him trying to get out of where he was. But they were playing, what they found is that they did not cause the fire. There was a reaction between the washing powder that the mom had used and their clothing. And it caused a spark and caused a fire. And so fortunately, the boys were able, because they weren't sound asleep, they were able to jump up and run. Well, one little boy, I guess wherever he went, he ran. He ended up hanging out the window and dropped because there were flames coming at him, but the other two boys hid in a closet. And you know, you have to think about the clothing that the children wear, because I can think back to the day of polyester. Remember how those polyester clothes would go up in smoke like that?
Just like that, they go up in smoke.
So we have to be so careful what we put on them.
Okay, so now let me get to the potato salad.
All right. So your potatoes are ready.
Potatoes are ready. Bacon is ready. I just need to get the potato salad ready. So let me get my book up here.
All right. Well, I'm putting my little hot pads here because it won't be long before everything's going to come out of the oven. I've got my sauce. Let me get some spring onions.
Well, this won't take long either. I don't usually try to cook this much live, so this is the pot that I did the potatoes in. So now I'm going to return them back to this pot now that it's cooled off. And so now I've got my cookbook.
All right.
So,
well, I tell you, this has been so much fun. It takes me back to when we would have our family all together and everybody's in the kitchen trying to prepare dishes.
Yes. Well, this is funny. It's kind of like being in the kitchen with a sister, you know? Like, I don't have any women that I cook with anymore until it's Thanksgiving or Christmas. Exactly. And then, you know, you're all in the kitchen and you're all working on something different, and everybody's got their specialty. And when people come in and they grab an apron and like, okay, what can I do? And then, you know, you just start cooking things up. So I kind of have that feeling right here with you.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, though, my husband says when I cook, he said, you destroy the kitchen. He says, it's like Thanksgiving or something happening in here every day. And I do have quite a mess going on today. But usually I'm taking my time a little bit and I'm moving a little slower. But I realize I need to speed up a little bit when we got an hour program. So the next time we do this, I'll have some things pre-cut and pre-cooked. Pre-cut at least. And maybe even pre-cooked.
You know,
it's a good thing the apples are pre-cooked.
It's okay. It's okay.
But this has been fun. I hope you will invite me back.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, guys. They're in the Oh, and hey, Leona is almost at her 1,000 subscribers. So if you
I
guys have not subscribed to her channel, please subscribe and invite a friend to come along and subscribe too. She's almost right there. She's knocking at the door for 1,000 subscribers. So she just needs a few more. So if you guys could help her out.
Yeah. This has been a great opportunity to.
I just love YouTube.
I do.
You know what, Leona? I'm going to be on a show next Saturday too, but I won't be.
What are you doing?
Yeah, this guy called Walter Strong III. He has a channel that talks about YouTube to help entrepreneurs, to help people do YouTube. So it's a YouTube advice channel. So he wants me to come on, and he's going to ask me about sharing your gifts on YouTube. And he usually talks to men, but since it's Women's History Month, he's asked me and a couple other ladies on there. And you know, if Angel from Habits of a Homemaker is still on, the lady that he had on last week, I think, talked about creating your course. She was amazing. And I'm thinking, Angel really probably needs to be working on her course. Like, I'm working on my course and I'm working on my book, but Angel's got her book out there. So now her next step should be working on her course. So Angel, if you hear that, that's your next step. So I would encourage you to check out Walter's episode from last Saturday when he had the lady on where they talked about creating your course, and think about how you can do that.
Yep. You know, when I started YouTube, and to some extent, I guess I still have that mindset, I really feel that there, you know, you said it before, there's a place for all of us on YouTube.
Yes.
And there are people out there who need to hear our story.
Exactly. And you know, like probably the majority of the YouTube influencers are probably in that 25 to 35-year-old age group. You know, those that are still doing the mom life and that kind of thing. I was a little intimidated when I first started because I thought, you know what, they don't want to hear from a grandma. But then I thought, you know what, I've got experience. You know, I've been where they are, and I know what some of the problems are. And granted, some of today's problems are a little bit different, but raising kids is raising kids and cooking food for families. And so I've learned a few things along the way.
Yeah.
And then some of us did not have the opportunity to learn some of these skills from our mother.
That's true. That's true.
And so, let me get that out of there. I'm gonna use that skillet for onion. I'm trying to save one skillet for the onion and one skillet for the apples that's going to go on top of the
pork chops.
Pork chops.
So
I needed this onion, and I'm not doing the bell pepper, so that's all I need there.
I cut up a few spring onions for our wings.
Say again?
I said I cut up a few spring onions for the wings, so we can sprinkle those over the wings.
I don't have any spring onions, but I did see a recipe the other day that called for them. So I do try to pick them up from time to time, but I didn't get any this time when I got groceries because it wasn't something that I needed. So,
all right. Well, guys, can you all hear that little snap, crackle, pop?
Oh, look at those. Oh, my goodness. They look amazing.
Oh, yummy. Well, I'm getting ready to put them on the platter. Still got the mac and cheese in the oven. They'll be ready pretty soon because that's the advantage of putting them into the ramekins is that they'll cook so much faster.
Yes.
than what they will in those larger dishes. Plus, it's just kind of fun having the individual servings.
So let me get this bacon all broken up.
Mm.
Leon, I'm sorry it's taking me so long.
That's okay. I'm still working.
Okay.
I got stuff in the oven.
Well, I got the apple crisp in the oven, and now I just got to put together this stuff for this potato salad. This hot potato salad, and then those apples. But I'm sure you probably hadn't planned on being on live this long. This bacon smells wonderfully.
Yummy. I think I can smell their bacon all the way here in Virginia. Yum, yum.
My kitchen is a wreck. Because I've been moving so fast, I just put stuff aside. Where's my crew to come and clean everything up? I think he's upstairs watching March Madness. He'd be like, look, that's my job. At least not on camera. He might come down and help clean up once the camera's off, but he's not cleaning up while we're on camera.
So you have to come down and taste.
Oh, yes, he will do that.
Now, well, guys, I put the wings on parchment. So you notice I'm folding everything up. I just need to do a little quick rinse on the pan, and the cleanup for that is done.
Get these onions sauteed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting these onions sauteed. They're browned up nicely. Which is interesting because it's a hot potato salad, so the onions have been sauteed. When I'm making a cold potato salad, the onions are just chopped up small, but they haven't been cooked.
Right.
And so then I'm going to add what? Flour, water, vinegar, and sugar. Flour.
Wings are finished. All right. That will be out in a minute.
For those of you that were on the show the other night, and were wondering about how my hip is doing, it is much better. I'm able to walk today, which yesterday I wasn't. After today's show, I'm going to rest again. But I did go to the orthopedic clinic, and they couldn't find anything on the X-ray. So it looks pretty good. I mean, other than typical stuff with my age. They said that looks okay. I'm like, well, there's something going on in there. But they thought it was pretty inflamed. Gave me some steroids to help reduce inflammation. Told me to do some exercises. And told me to take some pain pills. And things are better today. They're much, much better because I can walk. And I'm not limping like Hopalong Cassidy. So they're much better. Water. Half a cup of water. 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Oh, guys, are you all ready for this? There's those little ramekins, the little mac and cheese.
Yeah, Leona, I had planned to use my ramekins to make my apple crisp, but girl, as slow as I was going, I was like, okay, you just have to put that apple crisp in one big dish. You got it down to a science. It's cooking quickly.
I tell you what, I try my best. It is.
What?
Woo.
But you have plenty of practice, I guess.
They are
Your Saturday morning shows are just so much fun.
They are. I love it. Well, I know you're a busy lady. You got a lot of irons in the pot. But whenever you have a free Saturday and you want to jump in, come on in. You're at home. We're at home in the kitchen just having a good time. You know what I started doing actually these past couple of Saturdays is that the food that I prepare, it usually covers Saturday, the main dish for Saturday, main dish for Sunday, and the main dish for Monday. So that gets me through 3 days and then something on the side. And it just works out great. Ronnie's asking, do you wear shoe insoles?
What was that?
Ronnie wanted to know if you wear shoe insoles.
Well, I usually wear shoes with where are my spoons? I usually wear shoes with soles. I've been like I quit wearing those little slide bedroom slippers around the house all day because what I found is that affects my knee when I wear them like that. So I got some that I ordered online that have a really nice firm base to it. So that's what I've been wearing lately, and it's helpful. So it's been helpful for my knee. And I put those on today, and it's been helpful for my hip as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I told everybody that they were invited to my house for lunch, and they said they're going to your house for dinner.
I got so much stuff out everywhere. I can't even figure out where is what's next.
Did you hear that? They said they're coming to my house for lunch, and then they're coming to your house for dinner.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
so now let me move this out of the way just a little bit because that thing is hot. So I'm supposed to add a little bit of this at a time. So whereas normally, you'd have a boiled egg, what I'm doing is I'm adding a slightly beaten egg, just a little at a time, to this saucer mixture that I've made to go on the potato salad.
Okay, so you're kind of
guess this way you're only using one egg, so you've got the egg in it, but you're still conserving. So this was from that Wartime cookbook. So
does it smell like what kind of potato salad is it? That's German.
It smells a little bit like German potato salad. Because that's how you typically make it. You put in the apple cider vinegar, the bacon, because when I'm making regular potato salad, I don't put vinegar in it.
Yeah, I don't either.
So now so now I'm going to pour this over the potatoes.
Well, actually, the fact that we're still on, we got a few additional people coming in, and that's nice. They had errands this morning, and so they're getting in on the latter portion of the show. So that's nice.
Yeah. I tell you what, Leona, when I get this potato salad in the bowl, and I'll plate up the chops. I'll make the apples later that goes on top, but at least, the apple crisp is still in the oven. Because I know you're probably trying to get off.
We do what we do.
Okay.
We're going to finish our meals and hopefully, and I know everybody will hang in with us.
Okay. So let me get that into a dish now that that's done. know, I was looking at putting the egg little by little, the raw egg little by little into the hot pan. Well, that cooked the egg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that cooked the egg. So we're not eating raw egg. It cooked the egg as I cooked it on there. You know, eggs cook pretty quickly. Let me give it a taste and see if I need to add any more salt or pepper.
Yeah. You think the vinegar maybe helps with that egg as well? With the acid?
Yeah. All right, I need a little bit more salt.
Okay.
All right, so here's the potato salad.
All right.
And it's a hot potato salad, so you serve it warm.
That sounds like a real comfort food dish.
Yeah. And I cut my potatoes up so small that it's not like lumpy mashed potatoes, but
oh, it looks pretty.
Yeah, now I'm going to put the bacon bits on top.
Sue,
What did they say?
Sue said she was trying to watch earlier, and she said every time she would start to watching, her phone would start to ring. She said she's gonna have to tell people not to call her on Saturday morning. Everybody likes our aprons.
Well, good. We got a few more in the shop.
Absolutely.
So here's my potato salad.
Oh, that's pretty.
The bacon's delicious. All right.
Oh my goodness. That looks so good.
So now all I need to do is,
yummy.
I better check on these.
All right.
Not ready yet. Okay. This kitchen looks like a war zone.
Okay.
All right.
They are hot, hot, hot.
So now I just need to get the apples done for on top of the chops. And they won't take long since the apples are pretty much cooked. I just need to get them seasoned.
Right. Yeah, they'll move along. Are they kind of like fried apples a little bit?
Right, that's what I'm trying to represent, is simulate that. Because I really wanted to use these apples, but gosh, I didn't realize there's still a lot of apples in this pan.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
I probably used about half of them.
Oh.
See, look at this.
I'm cheating. Oh my goodness, you got almost half a can.
Yeah, there's a lot of apples. I think I'll be making some other apple desserts this week.
I'm cheating over here. I'm over here eating macaroni and cheese.
You already eating yours, huh? But hey, have at it.
But I wanted to look at it. I mean, these little ramekins are they're non-stick. They have a non-stick surface to them. So around the outer portion of the macaroni and cheese, it's browned up really nice and crispy. And because for me, that's the part of the mac I like, all around the edges.
Yeah, I like the little crispy edge too. used to going to a certain place to get things. And to me, having so many things out all over the place, I'm like, okay, where did I sit that?
Need a little bit more of that. But that sounds good.
Well, I thank the ladies for hanging in with us so long. You guys know Leona's not usually on this long, but I'm the slowpoke today.
That's okay. They're happy as little larks. They're out there, they're just chit-chatting. Oh, Kim, the remodel actually will start next month. I'm just trying to prepare so I won't be at the last minute.
What are you getting done?
All the cabinets, all the countertop, all of that'll be replaced.
Ooh.
So I'm very excited. We put the final touches to everything this week. So I'm just looking forward. We had to get on the calendar. You know how that is.
So I'm just putting a little brown sugar, cinnamon, a little nutmeg, and that's about it. Oh, I think I'll put a little salt on those. Just a little cinnamon, brown sugar. And I'm going to put the apples in that butter and just warm them up a little bit. And these will be just a little bit like the fried apples you get at Bob Evans.
Oh, yum.
Which I absolutely love.
They have good apples, and Cracker Barrel has good apples.
So one of the things I've learned today, Leona, when you're not used to cooking live, you only want to make one or two things, and
Denise,
I'm more ready.
I usually do 3, and typically I usually end up having to put put the final touches on and take a picture because I'm so busy running. But I think I'm looking at this thinking, okay, maybe I need to cut it back to 2. Then I would actually be able to show what it is that I prepared right here.
So now these apples are heating up. I'm going to put a lid on them just so they heat up a little quicker. And while they're heating up, I'll get the chops on the plate with them.
I like your skillet too.
Yeah, I told you. This is a Curtis Stone. But I love red, so you can probably tell by the different little touches I have in the kitchen. So now I got out a clean plate.
Yummy.
Here's a chop.
All right.
And my husband better not think about having this for lunch.
That's what I'm going to say. He's going to eat that today.
He kept trying to get into those tacos that I had set aside for dinner. And I'm like, no, those are for dinner.
Well, I already know that the wings are going to be gone.
Well, yeah, but you're making your wings for today.
Right. And
so there's a little potato salad right there with a little bit of the bacon on top. Now you can also add a little green beans or some kind of green veggie with it. I think a lot of times when I've made this before, I would make like either some collard greens, or I might open a can of say glory greens, just something quick, or just plain old green beans with it.
You know what I like with mine? I like LeSueur's green peas. The little baby LeSueur's green peas. LeSueur's is a brand.
Mm-hmm.
but they're little teeny tiny baby green peas. Oh my gosh, they are so sweet. They are so good. And I love those. And especially with potato salad and all that. Those sewers would be great.
Here you go. I finally got it done.
All right.
Now the apple crisp is still in the oven. But here's
Well,
the chops.
we'll have to take a
Potato
picture.
salad.
Yay! Oh, look at that plate. Woo!
Let me check on this.
Yummy. Oh, Denise, great. I love those.
Yeah, it does look pretty good.
Now, that's one of your towels too, right?
Pardon?
The lemon towel is one of those that you have with Apron Diva as well, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I just wanted something spring-like, you know? It's like, okay, I was just so tired of winter and with so much bad news and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just ready for,
Oh, Denise, it looks good.
I'm just going to put a little bit. So here's the apple crisp.
Now, audience, you're going to have to go to both my community page and Denise's community page so that you can see pictures of what we've done. And we'll also link our recipes so you'll have all of that. What a fun time in the kitchen.
This has been fun, Leona. I'm so glad you invited me.
I am so glad you came.
So like I said, please invite me back, and the next time I'll be better prepared.
That's okay. Oh, guys, look, she pulled, no, she didn't. She pulled out the ice.
Now here's the apple crisp.
Yummy. I'm going to Denise's house for lunch.
This is our Sunday dinner. Now I'm going to eat this apple crisp right now.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
Now I'm going to have this apple crisp with a cup of coffee in just a minute.
Oh, yum. That's going to be so good.
Yes. You know, I guess it's really a good thing that this camera only shows so much. But if you look real hard in the back, you see all the mess everywhere. But
that's okay. We're in the kitchen. This is real cooking.
But yeah, this is real cooking and real kitchens.
Yep, that's what it's all about. Because, you know, my mother, when she would get in that kitchen, she was slinging pots and pans. It was a hot mess. The food was good.
Oh, this is delicious.
All right. All right. You all heard it. She said it was good.
And notice I'm eating dessert first.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, because these chops are for Sunday dinner, so I can't eat them now.
Yummy. You know you're going to have somebody standing at the door in just a few minutes as soon as he gets a good whiff.
I know. I'm surprised he's not down here already. He knows I'm on live, though.
I keep hearing little footprints, and I know outside the door he's probably peeking, trying to see, well, can I come in? And but he'll be ready to eat as well.
Yeah.
Well, Denise,
this apple crisp is really good. I've not made it this way before. I was trying a new recipe, and the coating on the apples really do give it a nice flavor. This sauce is so good.
Wonder if that's because they were canned. You know, versus having to go through the whole cooking process. They're already somewhat pre-cooked.
Yeah, they're pre-cooked.
So, you know, you just have to season them up, and they came together quick.
The apple crisp was really good.
Denise said, mm-hmm.
And then the chops. I mean, the bone is just almost falling right off. So they're pretty tender.
Oh, that's going to be delicious tomorrow. If they make it to tomorrow.
Oh, they're going to make it till tomorrow.
You all
they're going to make it to tomorrow.
All right. You're going to have to let us know on Monday whether or not they made it. Shoot us a note and tell us at lunchtime. Now, you know, guys, it would be fun if we could have all of this ready for lunchtime on Monday, but we can't cook on Monday and talk too. So we have to focus on Monday. But our Saturdays are made to be able to get in the kitchen with friends and family and just enjoy the moment of being able to put together tasty, delicious, time-saving meals. And, you know, I've had a chance to cook in the kitchen with my sister by another mother, Denise, and we have just had a great time right here at in the kitchen. I hope each of you have enjoyed today. And Denise, throw in your last few words that you might want to say. Can you do it?
I can. This has been so much fun, and I am so glad you guys hung in there with me while I took forever to get my dishes done. But it was a lot of fun, and one of the things that my young homemakers talk about is they don't always know what to cook first. And whereas I typically do, considering I was trying to just figure out how to cook right here in front of me, I probably should have gone in a different order. So for those young homemakers, if you got to fry some chops, and you might want to fry the bacon while you're frying the chops, put those potatoes on, and they can be starting to boil, getting tender while you're doing that. Just kind of think about, okay, what's going to be done first, second, third, what can I work on in between? Now, I forgot all those lessons today because I was trying to, be in line. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And thank you guys so much for joining us. So if you've not subscribed to Leona's channel, please do that. Remember, we're pushing for that 1,000-mile marker.
Going for 1,000.
So if you got a friend that likes to watch YouTube, say, hey, there's this woman that I watch that's amazing. You ought to subscribe to her. If they like, you say, if you like this kind of content, subscribe. We don't want folks that don't like the content. They got to be the right subscriber.
That's right.
Yes. So please join her family. You can join my family too, but today it's about Leona. And thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys joining us. This was just a lot of fun.
This really was a lot of fun, and so many of the viewers are saying that they really do want us to do this again. And, so we will try to fit this in. It's not so much my schedule, ladies and gentlemen. It is Denise's schedule. She has a lot going on.
I do.
And so we're going to, she'll look at her calendar and see when she has a free Saturday. And we will certainly jump in the kitchen again. But the kitchen is always open at 10 o'clock in the morning. And just keep this in mind that each day when you are bringing your family together, that you want to give them something that is warm, that is comforting, that is encouraging in words and the deeds that you do. So let's continue to build our families up one meal at a time. To all of you guys, thank you so much for being with us today. We've had a great time.